Okay. Okay. PlayStation says I'm live. YouTube says I'm not. Okay. Now it says I'm live. Audio working? Okay. Now it says I'm live. Yes, it is. Okay. Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome back to another episode of Subnautica Below Zero. Uh, Last time we we got the organs for Alan's body and completed Alan's body. Um, and this time we are going to be reading some entries. And I messed around in the options a bit, and this enable controller speaker was apparently on when it was supposed to be off. So, yeah. And that's supposed to be off. That's why I couldn't hear the logs throughout the whole game, because this was apparently on when it was supposed to be off. So, yeah. So, we are not going to waste any time. We are going to listen to a bunch of these.
Good morning, Frostpack. Just a quick update to inform you of some key achievements and priority shifts we need you all to get behind. The Spy Pangling project was a resounding success. Please join me in congratulating Samantha IU, who is now reassigned to Outpost Zero, helping us dream of future initiatives. Congratulations are also in order for Danielle Valenti and her team at Omega Lab. The closing of Phi Robotics means important funds can be redirected to their Kara bacteria study, which has important, positive implications for the life sciences. You're all doing an exceptional job, and I don't want to promise anything, but HQ has been taking notice. Keep up the good work, and I think we can start discussing bonuses soon.
For the last time, I'm not cheating.
Then what's your theory? What's going on?
If you ask me, Zeta's been blinking a lot. I think it's a tell.
He does have a point there.
It's allergies.
Allergies? Oh, is something in bloom in this frozen sector?
Thermal lilies. And if you gang up on me, I swear you're all fired.
You're not even my boss.
Oh, you're all so gullible. You're fighting each other. Meanwhile, look at Parvin. Just look at him.
What am I doing? I'm not doing anything.
Let's just take this to a vote. All those who think Zeta's allergies are a bad case of alienitis, say intruder.
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 Intruder. Danny?
Oh, I'm just an observer here.
I'm going to use my pass.
Is there some kind of scientist conspiracy going on here? Zeta, Sam, Danielle? You three are suddenly very aligned.
Or, like I said, Parvin is cheating.
I'm starting to wish I was cheating.
David, you'll be happy to know the Frostpack is making excellent progress. I must say, my management style appears to be uniquely well-suited to isolated planets. I miss you, of course, but I wonder if you feel it too. As great as we are together, we're almost better apart. Just look at how well Prosperina did in her last show. I'm sorry I couldn't be there to see it, but I'm sure if I'd been around, I'd only have made her nervous. Once this mission is over, I'll come home for a few good months. And then, what do you think if we look at reorganizing our expectations to facilitate longer-term separation success? I really think this could be a great model for us going forward, romantically and otherwise. Don't forget, I love you from the depths of my heart. Keep on succeeding in your projects. You know there's nothing I find more attractive. Fred, I'm not blaming you. But what do you mean it's gone? Where did it go? You found some trouble somewhere in the deep, twisty bridges and decided to jettison modules?
Yeah, I had to jettison a module. I got free, went back for it. It was just gone.
And you think someone stole it?
Or something. I didn't lose it, that's for sure. I'm careful with my tools.
I'm sure you are, but you have to admit there have been a lot of sea truck accidents, and they're rather expensive.
You wanna follow me on a few runs tomorrow? See what it's like? Conditions are way harsher than anything I ever imagined. I don't know if you could really understand it from inside your base.
That won't be necessary. Thanks for your time. I'll write it up as an accident.
God. Oh, I don't like Emmanuel. I don't like him. He's talking to his girlfriend like, I like this whole long distance relationship, and I think we should continue seeing less of each other. And with Fred, he's like, hey, I know you're going out there and risking your life day after day, and you nearly got eaten by a monster, and so you had to jettison a module just so you could get away. But that's no excuse for jettisoning a module. It's like, it was either that or he dies. I don't like Emmanuel.
Hi, you. How's everything at Pengling Central?
Oh, fine. But I haven't heard anything since giving the footage to Zeta. It's been, what, a week?
Did she promise you a report?
No, but I expected some kind of reaction. Maybe I should take it up with Emmanuel. It is Kara, after all, and it could cause a lot of suffering if it got out.
And why would it get out? We have professional containment and know how to neutralize it in an emergency. Sam, I love you, but you don't know what you're talking about.
You love me? Wait, why do you know so much about this?
It's my area of research.
Why are you being evasive?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you something, and then you have to drop this crusade you're on before you damage your career. We're researching the bacteria.
What kind of research are you doing?
I don't want you worrying about this. We are aware of the possible downsides, but they're far outweighed by the potential. That's as much as I can tell you. Sam.
I need to think. I have to go.
Emmanuel's special request. Emmanuel gave me this jailbroken scanner tool thing and said, I need more shower heads. This should lead you to the necessary minerals. What? He also told me to keep it on the down low. I guess this is what a master's certificate in applied geology gets you these days. A job as a glorified construction worker. Ugh. I should have studied interstellar law like Dad said. I have to hand it to Emmanuel, though. I don't know what he did to the scanner, but it does a great job at zeroing in on specific minerals. It's better than hoping I stumble across the right outcroppings. So who's writing this? It's not Emmanuel who's writing this. I'm guessing it's probably Parvin. Based on the way it's worded, I'm guessing it's Parvin.
I challenged your spy Pengling to a foot race earlier.
Because you got tired of losing to me?
Ouch. What if I've been letting you win so I could see you smile?
Cute. But I don't believe it. There are easier ways to make someone smile.
Easier than losing a foot race?
Oh, I think you're a woman with many talents.
What are you implying?
The artwork that appeared in my lab the other day?
Oh, that. A study in Parhelion Red.
I assume you had something to do with that.
That depends. Do you like it?
It's beautiful. Like the person who gave it to me.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were flirting with me.
Do you know better?
I don't know what I know anymore. Not when you're looking at me like that.
Tower maintenance log. Okay, this time the birds have really done it. I don't know what they've been eating, but it's corrosive when it comes out the other end. I'm gonna need to rewire. I'm short an element to fabricate the right cable. I remember seeing some when I did that dive to the old ship. I'm gonna go out there and see if I can get some more. That should fix it. Maintenance status, in progress.
My dearest Adeline and Rosita. Not dearest. Who says that anymore? Adeline, Rosita. Everything on the mission is going very well. Do you see now? Your doubts were unfounded. I am loved here, and... no. Rosita will say, Papa, why do you have to brag all the time? Papa, it's embarrassing. I want to apologize. Okay, no, that's taking things too far. I know we didn't leave things on the best note, but I want you to know I love you and I miss you. I don't know why I say the things I say sometimes. They just come out. I was going to send you a message saying how great everything is here and how everyone loves me. I've had a promotion to a very important security dossier. I'm treated like a hero. But really, this is a cold, wet planet. The scientists are full of themselves. There's no action to speak of. The only thing I look forward to is weekly games of Alien Intruder, but more than that, of coming home to you. I am sorry for all the times I did not appreciate you, of our family, or the good life we had. And am I kidding? I can't send this. What's the use?
Aw, poor Ben.
Jenny, you wouldn't believe the adventure I'm having. It's just like when we were kids and we used to play Underwater City, only sea monsters aren't pretend, and I don't need to hide behind you when one swims by, because I'm safe in my sea truck. Safe and very, very brave. Please tell Dad for me. Thanks so much for the mustache kit, by the way. Be honest, I wasn't sure if it was a gag gift at first. Personal grooming is something of a challenge here, and as you know, I'm a pretty low-maintenance guy to begin with. But you'd be surprised how handy mustache wax is in an emergency. There have been some close scrapes. For a while there, someone was sabotaging my truck, and I thought I was seeing things. But my friend Sam helped me sort it out. Although, she's had some troubles of her own lately. To be honest, I get a little worried out here sometimes. But I guess that's normal, under the circumstances. Gotta expect a little risk, right? I should be happy. I have great friends and a good paycheck. Anyway, love you, Jenny, and Dad. Please find a way to tell him that he won't find embarrassing. And don't worry, I'm looking for the perfect fish to bring back as a gift. Your favorite.
Aw, I like Fred.
Investigation notes. Omega Lab was first breached by heavy impact, perhaps from a sea truck modified with some sort of battering implement. A localized explosive charge was then released and detonated from a distance. Lab equipment was damaged to the point of inoperability, and all live specimens were destroyed. No personnel was injured. Samples have been collected for analysis to determine whether any bacteria escaped. It is, however, unlikely. The heat of the charge should have boiled everything within a 10-meter radius. My investigation of the fire excavation site, including the cave entrance and surrounding area, revealed minor cosmetic damage to Altera survey equipment and significant structural damage to the natural cave entrance and supports. Resulting debris prevents cave access without heavy excavation equipment. Only foot access is currently possible. We are reporting 2 casualties, Pavan Ivanov and Samantha Ayu. Both bodies were found beneath the rubble at the cave entrance. Ivanov had just entered the cave. Footprints were still visible by the entrance. Deeper into the cave, Ayu appeared to have sustained a fall. Poor souls. What was Ayu doing? Nothing in her file suggests a history of vandalism or carelessness. And yet, I can only conclude that the cause of the collapse was employee negligence. We will need to investigate a possible connection to the explosive damage reported at Omega Lab. If There is a connection. Who is responsible?
Oh, you brought a friend.
Spy Pangling in training. We're recording audio. Is that okay?
Of course. I have the photos you sent. What am I looking at here?
Kara pustules on the frozen Leviathan.
That's nothing to worry about in and of itself. It's well contained.
The ice samples suggest it's been frozen since the time of the outbreak. The strain made the planet uninhabitable. If it mutates...
Are you feeling unsafe?
Very.
If I escalate this issue for you, will you feel comfortable enough to concentrate again? I have deadlines for the Snow Fox and the mining bots coming up. I really need your focus on the Penglings.
Oh, yeah. That's a relief, actually. I was expecting more of a fight.
Nothing is more important than our safety. I'll take care of it, okay?
Thanks. I won't let you down.
Thanks, Sam. Keep up the good work.
Oh, hey, Parvin. Can I get you to sign off here?
What is all this?
I don't know. Some kind of measuring equipment? Lil said she'd send someone over to set it up later.
Ah, alien science nonsense.
I wouldn't say that. You should ask her to show you some of her findings. It's pretty interesting stuff. There might really be someone down there.
You ask me, the scientists have too much control over here.
What?
I'm serious. Look around you. This mining facility extracts every mineral your scientists use to make their equipment. Their bases, their scanners, even your little sea trucks.
I wouldn't call them little.
Do you know the name of a single person who works down here?
Well, I know you, Parvin.
Tell Lillian she's wasting her time. There's nothing down here but workers, and we already know we don't spark her curiosity.
If you're not cheating, then you won't mind if I record this conversation. Is that right?
I have nothing to hide.
Then what were you whispering about with Vin?
Nothing. That guy is so lawful good, it's annoying.
Wait, so you were trying to cheat?
But no cheating occurred, so what does it matter?
It matters to team morale. If you can cheat in the game, how can they trust you out there?
I'm sorry, did you feel left out? Perhaps you would like to make a deal.
Ugh, Parvin, no. You're shameless. You really never give up, do you?
I don't. That's true. Have Emmanuel put that in my next eval. Very persistent.
I'm telling you, Sammy, you see some weird things when you spend half your day in a sea truck.
More vandalism? Was it the sea monkeys again?
I don't think so. I can't shake the feeling this planet is cursed.
There's no such thing as a curse.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's nothing. You wouldn't want to hear about it anyway. Just a huge creature frozen in ice.
What? Where?
In a cave, not far from your lab. And here's the extra weird part. As soon as I called it in, they closed off the area. Don't want anyone going in there.
But why?
Sammy, I'm no biologist, but I think there was something wrong with it. Its skin just seemed off. Alien.
An alien on planet 4546b. No.
I'm serious, Sam.
I love
It
it.
ain't right. Wish I could show you, but I can't get back in there.
You can. But I might know how to.
Whatever you're thinking, we never had this conversation.
We've studied the first Kara bacteria samples from the specimen. Results are promising. We were able to stimulate rapid multiplication of cells in a controlled environment, resulting in the creation of several different mutations with potentially useful applications. Think of the possibilities. Life-saving treatments, genetic research. It could be a window to understand the evolution of life on this planet. The findings could move us forward by years. We recommend a wider study, using samples collected from a greater variety of sites around the original pustules. We trust you will provide the necessary security to do so. The Leviathan site must be protected.
Hey, Sam. Oh, hey there, Pengling buddy.
Hi, Fred. What brings you this way?
I was just passing by. Lillian wanted a hand with a deep dive out in the bridges. You know, I think she's right. There is some weird stuff out there.
The clicking sound?
An SOS. I heard it with my own ears.
So you think she's right? There's intelligent life down there?
I don't know. I'll leave that to you scientist types.
This scientist is more at home with these penglings. But if my sister was here, she'd be all over this.
Wait, are you telling me you're not the brains in the family?
Oh, my family has many different brains. Like
A Hydra?
Well...
Oh God,
Well, yeah,
Fred.
actually, I like that
Oh
analogy.
man,
It's
Fred,
hard to
you're
get along
kind of
sometimes,
cringe.
but it's never dull.
Fred is kind of cringe, but I love him. He's
Jeez,
like
I'm
my
a
favorite
cracker.
character so far.
Saw me. Managed to eject the cargo modules and hide. Sitting here with the lights off, sweating through my shirt. I'm not gonna get pooped out of the back end of a sea monster to save Alterra some money. Manuel's not going to be happy. Not one bit.
Patrol log, excavation site, day 33, morning. I thought I saw something moving on the screen, but it was just that I sneezed. Wiped it off. Fred's not convinced the Leviathan is really dead, but I've never even seen it blink. Nevertheless, I am now undertaking the mandatory foot patrol. Inside the cave, confirming a whole lot of nothing. Creatures still dead, cave still boring. I miss the mining site. At least you could talk to people. Oh, wait now, what's this? A rock! I found an interesting rock. That makes 3 this week. The others will be happy to have a friend. Concluding patrol. Perimeter secured. Nothing to report. End log.
Oh man, Parvin, he's bored out of his mind.
Zeta, I have kind of a funny question for you. Have you picked up any kind of unusual interference during any of your robotics work?
You mean like Parvin looking over my shoulder and telling me I'm assembling my circuits wrong because it's not how his dad did it back in the day?
No. Like electrical interference in the audio or video. Any kind of flickering or clicking.
Huh, can't say that I have. Why?
Oh, so it doesn't extend as far as the bay.
What doesn't?
When Fred was bringing me for my eval, we detected something. Almost like an SOS.
At Delta? How retro. What was causing it?
I think architects are trying to communicate with us.
You always think that.
Look, it may be my job to always think that, but I'm very good at my job. Not that HR seems to care.
I won't breathe a word of this to Emmanuel.
Thanks. You're a good friend.
Communications tower maintenance log. Another day, another slight by the winged furies. As usual, I got an interference alert. As usual, I went out to see what the problem was. As usual, it was frozen stalagmites of feathered bird excrement. I fear the career impact of saying this officially, if you can even call what I have a career. But I could swear they're targeting me personally. The week I was out with the flu, I came back to find the tower spotless. Parvin laughed at me when I asked him how he cleaned it. Silly me. As if Parvin would ever clean anything. There's nothing left for me to do but quit. But I know that's what the birds want me to do. Oh, and I got the tower up and running. Maintenance complete.
Yeah. Jeremiah is, kind of losing it.
Danny's not here, I'm afraid.
That's okay. It's you I wanted to see. What's that you're working on?
Just a sketch for a piece I want to make. I'm slacking off. Don't tell the boss lady.
I won't. It's beautiful. What is it?
I'm doing a series inspired by bacteria. Mutant beauty. Life, death, risk. You know, that kind of thing.
What's this one? It looks like Karab, but... Vin, is this a mutation?
It's just an art project.
You know you're doing that thing with your neck, like when you're trying to bluff an alien intruder.
Alright, fine. Fine. I'm bad at lying.
Are you mutating Karab bacterium from the frozen Leviathan? Here? In this lab?
Please, don't ask me any more questions.
I don't think I need to. Hey guys, I'm so glad you're here.
Where else would I be? Like I'd miss Fred being exposed as the alien intruder.
That's not gonna happen.
But you didn't say you were not the intruder.
No, no. Not this argument again. I beg you.
I think the game will settle this debate.
So, I just want to ask you something quick before Zeta gets back and we start playing. It's about the cavern with the frozen Leviathan. I investigated and...
You investigated? When? I didn't see you.
Maybe you were asleep or busy doodling inappropriate sea creatures.
Those drawings are art.
Anyway, I've looked into it, and I think we have reason to be concerned. It wasn't that long ago this planet was uninhabitable. But if we work together, we can get them to put an end to the Kara mutation experiments.
I'm not comfortable with this.
Samantha, you're paranoid.
Come on now. Hear Sam out. She has our safety at heart.
And the rest of us don't?
Zeta!
Can we play the game now?
Fine.
Ooh. Wish you were here. Hey, Tiger. I miss you a lot and can't wait for both of our assignments to be over with. Deltar 6 has been an amazing opportunity. I never tire of watching the sunrise and sunset over the black sands of the Chirazayan Desert. It's beautiful. The only way that it could be better is if you were here. Loving you across the stars, Ariane. Alright. So that's Alexis Riedel, Zeta Landon, Arvin Ivanov, yeah, I didn't really get any of the others. Yeah. So I'm good there. So Marguerite.
Alright, Marge, old girl. We hate this greenhouse, so here are some pointers to remember so we never have to do the worst parts again. Too bad you can't fight malnutrition by hunting it down and killing it. So, first thing, insulation. First few nights the soil was rock solid. Ended up having to insulate the damn place with dehydrated kelp. Adding a thermal mass helped too. Heat from barrels of water. Probably should have just eaten the damned kelp. But nope, my body was craving a salad. Wish I was just made of exosuit. Next, grow lights were a must-have. Gotta admit, I felt pretty proud of my first full crop of lettuce. Fed half of it to Preston. That snowstalker will eat practically anything. Always spits half of it out, though. Another thing we have in common. The slobbery green mess makes good compost.
Marguerite Maida. Occupation, freelance security personnel. Status, missing. Previously thought to be dead. Last known contact was on a recording found in another sector of 4546B, which claims that she killed a Reaper Leviathan. Personality markers. Marguerite is highly distrustful of authority figures, especially those tied to corporate entities. She is strong-willed and seems cold upon initial contact. History. Not much is known about Marguerite. She was born and raised in the Mongolian states, a backwater corporate colony exploited for its mineral resources. She left home at 16 and went from one mercenary job to another. Eventually she did tours with the Mongolian Defense Force and Trans-System Federation. She held an esteemed career before being dishonorably discharged from the TSF for going off mission. The details are unclear, but our resources have unearthed some scant details. Marguerite was the head of an intel and reconnaissance mission. We aren't clear what she stumbled upon, but she silently eliminated the entire local security apparatus over the course of 3 days. None of the local families would give more information. They only said they thanked God's hand for saving them. Her last mission aboard the Degassi as private security against potential pirates and scavengers, which crashed on 4546B. Okay.
That far out to sea, swimming back for land wasn't an option. I'd die from exhaustion long before I made it to shore. All I could do was survive long enough to wash up somewhere. I felt a suction, and suddenly, there were vast jaws rising out of the water towards me. It had taken hours for the Reaper's corpse to float to the surface. Using the knife, I clambered up her flank and got a perch on top. I figured she'd float for a few days at least, enough for me to catch my breath. But would she sink before or after I died of thirst? I had a knife, a repair tool, and 3 liters of water. At least I wasn't gonna die of exhaustion. Now, those Reapers, they're practically all muscle, but there's some fat in there. I was able to keep warm and drink the water. And I didn't have much, but I had that repair tool, so I had a spark. It took a week to light that first fire. And I know more about the burning properties of Reaper fat than I ever cared to. I had to ration fires, but as they burned, I could smoke meat that I carved out of the beast's rib cage.
Dang!
Fortnight into our voyage, I was more or less living inside the creature's rib cage. It meant shelter, and it meant food. The flesh was starting to rot. The stench was unlike anything I'd ever smelled. As we floated, the temperature dropped, and the rotten meat began to stiffen and freeze. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the Reaper began to lose buoyancy. We sank a little each day. My sanctuary was becoming my tomb, and I was at the mercy of the current and the winds. Until one day, I saw a smattering of penguins in the distance. Swimming birds usually mean solid land of some kind. I was lucky. The winds followed their path. Hours later, I saw a blessed sight. An unmoving cloud sitting upon the water. Land. It renewed my spirit as I watched the land get closer and closer. The Reaper slowly sank, but I was no longer worried. When the Reaper finally sank below the water, I was close enough to lazily swim my way to shore. I made a note to come back for the Reaper's skull. I didn't ride the beast for 3 weeks to have no proof. Land never felt so good, even in this Arctic hell.
Dang! That's cool! Marguerite's prawn suit. This standard issued MK3 prawn suit has been manually altered by its owner, exchanging one of its hot swappable work arms for the mandible of a young Chiciclerate. Given the range of available high-tech prawn modifications in the non-classified Altera fabrication site, these customizations appear to be more of a stylistic choice than a functional one. However, the sharp claw arm could certainly be used effectively in defense scenarios by an experienced pilot. The custom suit also appears to have seen heavy use over a long period of time, judging by the barnacle growth and permanently damaged sections of the exoskeleton. Assessment: the owner doesn't want you messing around. Don't really feel like...
I finished the reactor checks. We dumped a ton of runoff, and we don't need...
I can only do repairs in spurts. That's so
Here we go.
efficient. The larger tools seem to set off seismic activity nearby. A crew came back telling stories of gigantic worms burrowing in the ice. I don't know what they were going on about. They were hypothermic and frostbitten because they walked back to avoid angering them. The ice shelf is probably a bit unstable and they got disoriented or something. To borrow from Diana, Orion spelled Thermocouplings are not meant to be worked on in 20-minute spurts. If we break the process, we'll break the ship. But it's nice to hang out with Yasmin while we wait for the rumbles to stop. I hope she doesn't mind all my questions. I love hearing her voice. Her face lights up, and she's got the most expressive eyebrows. They're practically acrobats. The way she looks when talking about nuclear engineering is the same way I look at my grandmother's domades. The woman never sits down, though. She told me that she used to do decathlon in college, and I can believe it. She's like a bouncy ball, just all over the place. She makes rounds on the ship every day to see if people need help. I should do something nice for her. She's always helping everyone else. I wish I had a fraction of her energy.
Aw, that's real
I
sweet.
finished the reactor checks. We dumped a ton of runoff, and we don't need the rods melting down. Then I helped with the scavenging, chopped some veggies with the cooks, and tried to help Diana, but she sent me down to engineering with Stefanos. I've been working with him the last few days. Stefanos. How to describe Stefanos? He's by far the most thorough engineer I've worked with, and no ego. He never leaves a job undone, no matter how late it is. I've never seen him awake before 11, and he always greets me by saying, Kalimera, Yasmin, in the sleepiest drawl. Not a morning person, that one. He listens with the slightest smile on his face, and twirls this stray curl by his ear. He asks a billion questions, but I don't mind. He surprised me today. There's an empty room on the bridge, just a spot of negative space in the ship. He set a picnic there and said I need to relax. He even called me a busybody. There were these crazy glowing fungus things he found to set the ambiance. The most exciting part, though, drum roll, he can jailbreak fabricators. He made a small batch of traditional Grecian dishes, but the craziest part? He managed to make a suitable falafel for me. I never thought I'd see a good falafel in deep space. Alhamdulillah. A quiet genius, that one. This planet may be a cold mistress, but maybe it isn't so bad.
Aw, that's really cute. Yasmin and Stefanos. I like that. I really like their little romance subplot in this. It's so cute.
I want to offer my sincerest condolences on the passing of your sister. I got to know Sam better towards the end of my mandate with Altera on 4546B, when we were thrown together as basemates at Outpost Zero. She spoke often and fondly of you. I thought you should know, it didn't sit right with me when Altera blamed Sam's death on negligence. The Samantha Ayu I met was many things. Kind, clever, devoted to her work, but never negligent. I wish I could offer you something more substantial, but my access to information has been cut off. You may be in a better position to look into things than I am. If you're able to, Delta Station was our HQ. They were in a big hurry to leave, and there might still be information to be found there. It has a big radio tower, impossible to miss. I hope you find the answers you seek. Lillian Bench.
Okay, notice of death. Dear Miss Ayu, on behalf of Zeta London, 4546B Robotics Section Leader, Zeta Landon, 4546B Robotics Section Leader, and Indra Cormac, President of Altera Transgov, I regret to inform you of the death of Samantha Ayu. She died on Planet 4546B, regrettably as the result of injury sustained in an accident arising from her own negligence. Please allow me to communicate the most profound condolences for the loss of your sister. While further details are unavailable at this time, you will receive contact from the Department of Insurance and Recuperation concerning your responsibilities as next of kin, with regards to payment of damages and legal fees. If you have any questions, you may find file forms and and your query will be addressed in sequential order. Sincerely, Emmanuel Disjardins, 4546B Communications, Layson, Altera Transgov.
Robin, guess what? I got the job. I'm going to 4546B. Now I'll be able to improve the mechanical avian amphibian under real-world stress conditions. Listen, I know your stance on Altera, but I just hope you're happy your sis is happy. I sure hope my sis is happy. I can't wait till we talk again. Oh, I wanted to ask you something. Can you watch my Augie while I'm away? I need someone I can trust to look after my best little potato. Potato, listen. I tried, but that name is just not sticking. He's my little oxtrabite. I'll leave the starchy tubers nicknames to you. Anyway, if you say yes, thanks, baby sis. Love you. 4546B to Robin. Come in, Robin. Remember when we used to play old-timey Space Explorer? This is kind of like that, but it's even harder to communicate. Well, let's see. I got your last message. Altera is not, as you put it, alterizing me. Things are going well. My project has a new name. Say goodbye to the mechanical avian amphibian, and hello to spy penguins. We're training the bots to mimic the creatures. Check out the photo. And I think I'm kind of seeing someone. I know it's not like me to just find a date, let alone on a mostly uninhabited water planet, but actually, you know what? Forget I said anything. Yeah, it's probably not even a real thing, but anyway, I'm sorry to hear XenoWorks might be strapped in the revenue department. Sounds like they still have you busy Xeno working, though. I know there's no way to guarantee an alien intelligence startup will succeed, but you've put so much into it. I hope they find a way to keep going. I know how much it means to you, getting to work at a small place where you have control over your research. All right, I gotta go. Later, baby sis. Love you. Hey, Robin. I got your Augie photo. Thanks so much for taking care of him, even though he's a cranky Hey, the nickname actually fits that way. A cranky potato. I know he can be a handful, but I really appreciate it. I'm a bit worried about my other baby, the mission. One of my penguins found something big. But Altera is just like, nothing to see here. Honestly, kinda glad you can't answer, so you can't, rub it in my face. Go ahead, bask in the fact that you were a little bit right about them. My project is on the line. My job, my safety. I heard about XenoWorks getting bought. I'm sorry. But at least you still have your job. Guess you're one of us now. Like it or not, welcome to the Altera family. I should probably go before I say something I regret. Love you. Keep your chin up. Eye on the alien prize. Hey, Robin. I'm sorry my last message was so awful. I've been under a lot of stress. I'm not sure what's going on with anything. I can't really talk about it either. Oh, and I'm definitely not dating anyone on this water planet. Don't know what I was thinking there. Have I told you how cold it is here? Get this. I can't even get my wash and go dry before the wind freezes the moisturizer in my hair. Wild, right? Well, anyway, I'm sure you're mad at me after what I said, but I could really use a friend. You're my sister. I love you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, Robin. I really need someone to know. I'm afraid something terrible is gonna happen. You were completely right about Altera, okay? You were right. I was wrong. The cat should be called Potato. I admit it. Sorry. Bad attempt at a joke. I don't know what to do. I guess I should just come out and say it at this point. I've said this much already. We found a frozen Leviathan that's infected with Kara. Altera thinks they can use it for something. Weapons, experimental treatments, a whole range of things. But one end of the range is ugly, dangerous, but profitable, of course. What if it gets out while we're messing around with it? Or worse, what if it ends up a bioweapon in the wrong hands? I hope I'm overreacting, but I don't think I am. Anyway, message me back, please. Could really use a friend. You're my sister. I love you.
I was a little nervous about dropping into an unknown area, but luckily, this biome seems to have an abundance of minerals I can use for tools and upgrades. I didn't want another situation like Bazantos 5. When Xenoworks dropped me off, there were barely any resources. I survived off the land for 3 months with just a knife, my lucky PDA, and some rope. I am still kind of proud of that, though. I should have guessed Altera would find a way to clip Sam's wings, like I knew they'd do to mine once they took over Xenoworks. I tried to warn her. She was stubborn, like me. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to be so different from her. Scrappier, faster, less play by the rules. But Sam didn't tolerate Altera's corporate red tape any more than I did. She just tried to change it from the inside. I think in the end, we always wanted similar things. In goes the battery and titanium, out comes a scanner. Every xenobiologist's favorite tool. This planet has some fascinating flora and fauna, and I can't wait to learn about them. This will also give me access to a greater tool set. I'm assuming Altera left behind tech that I can scan for blueprints. That should make surviving and exploring out here a bit easier. Don't worry, Sam. I haven't forgotten I'm here for you. But it can't hurt to do a little research on the side, right? I know you would have done the same. I will find out what happened to you. I promise. The sea monkeys have changed their tune. If only I could let them know what I need. Maybe they could bring me something useful next time. What was that woman's problem? The one in the exosuit. Like I need to say which woman. And what the hell is she doing on this planet? It isn't exactly a happening vacation spot. She knew their terrain well enough to make a dramatic entrance by jumping off a sheer cliff. So I guess she's been here a while. But how long has she been following me? She said to keep away from her, or off her land. What in this frozen slush bog could she be protecting? Unless she's camped out somewhere. She's definitely heard of Altera, though. Did she meet Sam?
All right. And there we go. Okay, now I'm on to alien data. This statue of unknown origin, assembled with precision out of a block of pure copper ore, appears to represent a creature of some sort, and it resembles the centaurs of ancient Greek mythology. Several theories have been positioned. The statue could serve as a cultural marker, denoting the presence of authority of a particular race or subgroup of an intelligent alien race. Possible religious artifact depicting a deity or otherwise noteworthy figure. Artistic expression, and an invented form representing imaginative thought. Architect body. I will hold off on doing that. The architect organs are effectively a network of biocomposite and cybernetic material containing a variety of subsystems. The heart is a particularly complex centerpiece in the biological/technological hybrid. It moves blood and nutrients throughout the body to nourish and maintain the animal aspects of the alien corpus, while also functioning as the primary energy source for the cybernetic neurological system. Sensory input is processed and filtered into a dense network of incredible computational power, the architect brain. No respiration or digestive systems appear to be present, suggesting a life that is fed entirely by sustained electrical energy, and a body that can survive in environments that are otherwise extremely hostile to most life forms. In spite of its intricate design, the insistence on incorporating biological components exposes the architect's body to the possibility of disease. Architect's skeletal structure. A dense synthetic skeletal structure made from unknown alien components. It is estimated that the skeletal material would score a 10 on the Mohs test for material hardness. Oh, interesting. So it's even tougher than like diamonds. Essentially, it's as tough as diamonds, or tougher even. It is highly resistant to shattering due to its incredibly strong impact strength. Architect storage media. Oh, there's a lot here. Okay. While we have evolved beyond physical attachment, it is traditional to navigate space-time in conjunction with mobile biomechanical storage media, altered and evolved over time to serve the inhabitants' needs. While it is possible to transfer between media at will, there is some comfort and prestige in improving a body over time. We have settled on a popular format for these media. Though there are exceptions, it is a heavily modified version of our pre-civilized bodies. It provides good mobility, easy adaptation, and is easy to fix. In case of disaster, we can back up our data patterns to a sanctuary site for later retrieval. Storage in this fashion is safe, provided a consistent power supply. However, unique perspectives and traits which arose from the interplay with the original medium are lost. It is likely a factory reset. It is recommended individuals be restored to a compatible medium as soon as possible. Such hollow vessels may be fast grown from seed using specialized blueprints and materials. While it is technically possible for an individual to copy their data in order to duplicate themselves ad infinitum, such behavior is considered beyond rude, and any self-representing architect would resolve such a circumstance by immediately deleting themselves. So rude. Ugh, how are we doing on time? We've been at this for a while. Wow, we're 52 minutes in, and we still got a lot more to cover. So we got seven more things, 7 more entries to read just from architect stuff, and then after that, I still need to read the creature and Leviathan data points that I've gotten. So this is going to be a longer episode. This is probably going to be like close to 2 hours. I would imagine. Original speculation surrounding these alien structures posited that the gates may have been religious artifacts or industrial machines. Further research has indicated that these gates are, in fact, medium-range teleporters that allow for the instant movement of baryonic material across space and time. Teleportation requires the pairing of primary and secondary gates. The primary gate controls the destination and must be powered in order for materials to transfer bidirectionally. If the primary gate is not functioning, the secondary gate is rendered useless. At this time, the process that enable this alien teleportation technology are not well understood. Architect tissue. A leather-like tissue sample of alien origin. DNA markers indicate a complex mixture synthesized from over 20 different sources. The tissue sample incorporates advanced biocomposites, resulting in unique mechanical properties. Compression, extremely high compressive strength, protects against external forces, and may indicate adaptation to extreme environments. Impact, high resistance to damage from high energy impacts. Elasticity, low modules of elasticity allow tissues to conform and stretch in response to body locomotion. So this is the tissue, and we found this in a cave where an architect was crushed. And it says that it has high resistance to higher energy impact damage. Clearly not high enough. Energy generator. Scans indicate that this array of alien hardware serves to accumulate and quickly release megajoules of energy and is charged by ion cubes stored within. These super capacitors may be used to smooth transit power events on the conduits connecting various architect sites. Ground sampler. This alien artifact appears to be a programmable robot that collects and analyzes samples of soil and rock. Scans indicate the presence of equipment closely analogs to human-built lasers and spectrograph analysis equipment. Last three. Marine life analyzer. This container may have been used to create small microbiomes for aquatic flora and fauna. Design indicates the following likely usage pattern. Trap and ensnare small fauna, gather data on how various organisms responded to treatment and different environmental influences, use multiple containers to run multiple experiments in parallel. Obelisk. The Tormentor. This artifact's function is poorly understood, but scans indicate it is generating a strong electromagnetic field. Some hypothesized functions: energy transfer device, geomagnetic scientific instrument, communication network node. Okay, water analysis station. This apparent research device seems built to determine the chemical components and properties of water samples. Possible applications: testing for levels of corabacterium in the water, spectroscopic analysis, experimental application of light, heat, or chemical compounds via the cylindrical core at the center of the storage chamber. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Don't need to worry about survival or tech. Yeah. Indigenous life forms. No. Herbivores. Arctic ray. A fast-moving ray species well adapted to low-temperature environments. Two sets of wing-like fins enable this ray to quickly change direction and accelerate. Like other rays, it is exclusively herbivorous. Assessment: harmless. Yay! It's harmless. Alright, how are we doing on time now? We're at 58 minutes. And we're done with all of the architect talk. So now we're just talking about the different creatures that I have in my my containment facility, my aquarium. Okay, jelly eye. Eye jelly. The eye jelly resides in deep waters. It's made of 3 distinct body sections: tentacles, the main body, and the bell. Really? The bell. That's what the top is called. It's called a bell. Interesting. The end tentacles are covered in bioluminescent nodes, which attract prey. Then, when the tentacles are touched, they emit a shock through specialized cells called Pseudocytes. Within these cells are venomous harpoon-like structures called nematocysts, which are triggered by touch. The eye jellies gently drift with little locomotion, though they can track movement with their large singular eye. Lily Paddler. Medium-sized herbivore with an elongated, bifurcated torso and multiple bioluminescent adornments. Slow and vulnerable to attack. Long arms for speed foraging on the ocean floor. An array of feather-like appendages display varied colors in low-light conditions. When threatened, the paddler emits a pheromonal defense that disrupts higher-order brain function in certain species. At night, the paddler's illuminated plumage looks like a school of smaller fish, perhaps convincing predators they're not worth the chase. Assessment: dangerous in unfamiliar environments. Approach with caution. Oh, so this thing can, like, shut your brain down if it thinks you're a threat. It can just shut your brain down. And it's not going to eat you, but, like, it will, like, basically kill you if it thinks you're a threat. Dang. Sea monkey. A medium-sized and intelligent herbivore which shows great interest in other life forms and their possessions. More research is needed to understand this life form and its behavior. 2 finger-like appendages on each forearm are tipped with suction pads for basic object manipulation. Its large turquoise crest is made of rigid bone and is possibly used as a ram, although it has not been observed. Sea monkeys roam the ocean almost playfully, largely fearless of predators. Seen to form small nests where they hoard objects of interest for unknown purposes. Assessment: investigate with caution. They're harmless. They're harmless though. They're very friendly. Titan holefish. I like the Titan holefish. The Titan holefish are really cool. A large docile herbivore which emits oxygen and is defended by the small aggressive symbiotes which accompany them. Slow, stupid, and delicious. Complex gills line the inside of the hole, drawing cold water in and emitting warm, oxygen-rich water in its place. Attracts symbiotes, which make the whole fish their home and fiercely ward off any approaching life form. Migrates more or less at random, feeding from nutrients deposited by the symbiotes. The Titan holefish has evolved entirely beyond basic survival mechanisms like speed, intelligence, or hunting. It exists in a semi-permanent state of unreflective calm, swimming forward on impulse, fully trusting the complex ecosystem which it supports. Assessment: valuable oxygen source if you can reach it. I want these two to be the last. Well, no, they both say the same thing. So I'm gonna have this one be the last thing I read. Leviathans. Yeah. Okay. All right. Brinewing. Medium-sized predator known to spit super-cooled salt water to freeze its prey from afar. Jeez. Holy crap. Super cooled. So, like, it basically shoots like what? It basically shoots like what? Oh, frick! I lost my train of thought. I forget what it was called. But that super cooled liquid that instantly freezes everything. It shoots that out of its mouth. Holy crap, that's crazy. Oh, that'd be a rough way to go. A large bladder on the brine wing's underside fills with seawater as it swims. Some water is filtered out through an internal membrane, leaving behind a strong saline solution, two flat, transparent, extendable fins at it that act as reductors, releasing heat and cooling the bladder's contents. The brine wing can then contract its bladder, expelling the supercooled brine and freezing the seawater up to several meters away from it. While warm-blooded life forms may suffer minor injuries on contact with the brine, it is not cold enough to freeze most of its vertebrates. The real danger is being helplessly encased in a block of ice, sinking ever closer towards the brine wing's jaws. Beware of a full bladder. Dang! Oh, that's nuts! Oh! Ooh! Oh, that's creepy! Brood shark, a common shark-like predator with low intelligence. Its relatively streamlined body enables fast navigation of tight spaces. Yellow/turquoise coloration provides camouflage in shallow waters. Slow-moving, it ambushes small fish from above. Minor threat. Cryptosuchus. Yeah, crypto does suck. The Cryptosuchus is a large, shark-like beast, easily identifiable by its carapace of thin, bony plates. Structure: these plates are defensive, bony structures that aid in heat absorption among thermal vents. It propels itself with wide, webbed flippers that displace massive amounts of water. Behavior: the Cryptosuchus is a bit of a contradictory creature. Despite its fearsome appearance, it's more roar than bite. While territorial, the Cryptosuchus tends to retreat from confrontation after being attacked once. It is likely a form of agnostic posturing. Aggressive fauna tend to avoid fights if the probability of injury is too high. Avoid, but can be handled in a pinch. It looks a lot creepier. So, yeah, it's just going to run away the moment you attack it once. But, like, it looks really creepy. I don't like it. Pangolin, ugh. I hate when they're cute, and then they open their mouths, and you see the sharp teeth in their mouths, and it's, gross. Creepy. Bird-like creatures hunts small fish below the water, huddles in packs on the ice above, consumes small prey fish, and regurgitates them for its young. Retractable tail and claws allow for vast evasion of predators underwater, and maximum grip on the ice. Sharp teeth concealed inside the beak can tear chunks out of aggressors and prey alike. Huddles in packs on the surface for protecting against the cold. Assessment: less cuddly than they look. Pinacarid. An intelligent and curious creature which hunts and forages below the waterline, but returns to the surface to breathe. Its many flippers make this an acrobatic hunter, underwater but vulnerable on land, where it is capable at best of a fast shuffle. Generally consumes small fish, but its diet may also include various plant materials. Side face and eyes, unusual for a predator. These likely serve as a defensive warning system. Purple tinted antenna on the head detects the movement of prey fish nearby, shows no aggression towards humans, and even curiosity if there is a chance of a meal. Assessment: friendly. Aw, these things are actually friendly. Ah, cool. It's a carnivore, but it's a friendly carnivore. Nice. I like that. Alright, Rock Puncher. A large crustacean which feeds on tiny larvae excavated from coral and rock with its powerful punching arms. Attracted to glow larvae found in and around deep sea rock formations. Hardened chitin claws can thrust forward at close to the speed of sound to break rock and bone alike. Ugh. Known to attack larger creatures which threaten its territory. Perfectly adapted to cave environments, its 6 legs adhere to walls and can propel at short distances through the water. Heavily armored, vulnerable only to Leviathan-class predators. Assessment: avoid or redirect with food. Snowstalker.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Okay. Snowstalker. The Snowstalker is a bear-like evolutionary offshoot of the aquatic stalker native to the warmer aquatic biomes of 4546b. Behavior: the Snowstalkers are typically apex predators in their biomes. They operate in packs and are primarily land-based creatures, but will enter the water to hunt and defend territory. Notable physical attributes: thick, hollow fur that secretes a thin layer of oil helps keep the snowstalkers warm in the Arctic climate. Modified dorsal fin aid in aquatic hunting. The cyan bioluminescence on the tongue and tail help the pack stay together during winter storms. Assessment: avoid. If entering snowstalker territory, it is necessary. Sources of bright light and unpredictable noises have been shown to deter attacks. Ugh, the squid shark. Ugh. 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 By far the creepiest. Oh, it is a Leviathan class. Ugh. 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 Oh, God. I was going to say it's the creepiest non-Leviathan class predator in the game, but it said that's the first words in it. A Leviathan class predator at the smaller end of the scale, with complex squid-like adaptations which allow it to hunt a wide range of prey. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, I hate this creature. Ugh. Ugh. Expels swallowed seawater through vents on either side of its body, providing slow and steady jet propulsion, or terrifying bursts of speed. An internal jaw can be extended and clamped down around small prey, dragging them inside the mouth hole. Ugh. Ugh. I hate it. 2 blue electrified tentacles drag beneath its body, used to perform hit-and-run attacks on larger, slower targets, subduing them over time. Assessment: avoid. Ugh, I hate it. I hate it so much. Okay. So I've got 8 more entries to read, and then I'm done. We're in the home stretch. What time are we at? An hour, 14 minutes. We're in the home stretch. Glow whales are communal leviathans approximately 30 meters long, often found swimming in the open ocean and occasionally breaching the surface. Photophorus glow whales contain several types of bioluminescence. Perhaps the most noteworthy are their photophores, which are incandescent glandular organs found at the corners of their eyes and the pods at the tip of their sail-like pectoral fins. Huh. Glow horns. The glow whale's blue horns have horns behave similarly to tuning forks. The horns receive waves of tuning forks. The horns receive waves of sound in the water and help glow whales identify members of their pod from a distance. This ability is also used in hunting shoals to determine position of potential food sources. When pods of whales are at play, they emit a harmonious series of notes that resonate in their horns and release a series of chemicals that appears to create a joyful response in nearby whales. This note's frequency is too high to be heard by human ears. Assessment passive. Harbors, barnacles, and algae. Vent garden. These things are so cool. I love the vent gardens. I noticed that I don't have a chiciclerate. I never scanned a chiciclerate. I'll have to do that, since that's the last of the big creatures. Well, not including the Shadow Leviathan, which I don't want to go back down there. I'm good. I'm good there. I don't want to do that. I do not. I don't care if it is docile because I have the cheat on to where it will not be aggressive. I don't care. I hate the design of it. It's so creepy. I hate it so much. Actually, you know what? Screw the chiciclerate. I'm not going to do that because I find the chiciclerate really creepy too. I hate it. I really hate a lot of the carnivores in this game. They're so creepy. They're so scary. So screw that. Screw that. Never mind. I'm not doing that. I'm missing the chiciclerate and the Shadow Leviathan, and that's it. Those are the only noteworthy creatures that I'm missing. But I'm not going to bother with those. The vent garden is a stationary leviathan that anchors itself above thermal vents and houses aquatic flora inside its bell-shaped interior. Anchoring tentacles. 6 tentacles anchor the vent garden to the seafloor around vents. Each tentacle is capped by a set of thick, curved hooks that grow downwards, keeping the vent garden firmly in place. Transparent bell. The hollow bell of the vent garden has a narrow opening large enough to accommodate human entry. The vent garden feeds on thermophilic bacteria and other microorganisms that spew from the vent garden. The top of the bell also has an opening that continuously releases water to maintain a consistent internal pressure. Symbiotic relationship. The bell houses 6 branching platforms that resemble coral. These platforms contain aquatic flora that remains safe from foraging herbivorous fish. In turn, the flora absorb and synthesize some of the heavy materials and gases emitted by the vents below. Assessment: docile, nutrient-rich harbors flora. Okay. Hurrah, infection pustule. Environmental conditions and subtle mutations suggest that this variant of Hurrah bacterium's rate of transmission is somewhat lower than that of the widespread outbreak previously reported on 4546b. The bacteria's capacity to survive for a long period of time off the Leviathan's course suggests highly efficient saprophytic properties. Scans indicate that the pustules are merely the visible component of a dense bacterial network feeding off the dead cells of the Leviathan. Despite the risk, further research is recommended. Sharp teeth for tearing through flesh and bone. Lots of room for a brain, but it's mostly bone and fat. Claws evolved to retain traction on the ice. We found this thing buried in the glacier, gave someone a hell of a fright. Turns out it was walking around 1,000 years ago when it fell through the ice. It was infected with the Hurrah bacterium, the aggressive disease which wiped out the architects and almost life on the planet. It is unclear whether the mutated Hurrah pustules present present are responsible for the ultimate demise of the creature. Since the enzyme cure was released on 4546b, the bacterium has been all but eliminated. Rare specimens like these provide our only live source. Research on the bacterium has been transferred to the Secure Omega Laboratory, while further research on the creature will be conducted at the excavation site. Last one. Trivalve Gold. They both read the same thing. It's just one's blue, one's gold. I'm going to read the gold one. So, the trivalve is a brightly colored creature with a flexible exoskeleton covering most of its body. It is a naturally inquisitive creature and is capable of bonding with a human companion. They have the mental capacity to learn simple commands and can learn tricks. Trivalves also have the unique capacity to demonstrate emotion, whether this is a form of advanced mimicry or an actual demonstration of feeling is unknown. Nice. And there we go. All right. And that's going to do it for this episode. I've read everything I want to read. I'm done. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. And join me in the next episode for the finale of Subnautica Below Zero. Take care, everyone.